It's Tuesday, June 8th, 2021, and the morning edition is live. On today's show, debate continues on the 2021-2022 budget. We've got more insight on financial protection against hurricanes. A Bahamian recording artist talks about her journey, and DeAndre comes up big for the Suns. So let's start the morning off right.
Nothing is impossible. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning edition. I'm LaDon Davis.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Charles Fisher, and being married, you must have patience when you are in love.
Oh my God! And I know we have a good show this morning. We have a special sponsor that's going to be giving away.
Shanae's will be giving out gifts now until the end of August. We have here an umbrella, a gift certificate, and also we have a lunch bag. But today's trivia winner will receive a school backpack, all courtesy of Janae's.
Nice.
And let's get that easy question up there now for our viewers. Where is Janae's Uniform Center located? Once again, we will be giving out gifts until the end of August, and you can call your number, the number 502-3870 to give your answer. Where is Janae's Uniform Center located? And you can win the school bag today. Monday to Friday, we'll be giving out gifts, and the phones are already ringing off the hook.
I'm sure they are. I know a number of mothers are probably going to be calling in already because they frequent that area almost every other day to get their kids ready for school. So I'm sure it's going to be good this morning.
So I wonder what area Desmond is in this morning with our traffic stop. Good morning, Des.
Well, good morning, LaDon, and good morning, Fisher. I'm actually on Carmichael Road. And Fisher, I know you and LaDon, you're not reckless drivers, but as you're aware, Carmichael Road is a major thoroughfare. Fisher, I know you obey the rules. I know you definitely obey the rules while you're on the road. But for the hour that I've been here, I've seen a lot of reckless drivers right here on Carmichael Road. As you know, this is a major thoroughfare. The streets are busy, an active scene as we're standing here right now. Constable Prince Dean Jr., what's going on?
Yes, this is a frequent accident area. Also at the junction of Fayette Avenue, near the traffic light, we have a lot of persons moving at a high rate of speed in this area, causing a lot of collisions. However, we have had recent operations trying to reduce the accident rate. And so far, over the 24-hour period, we have only had 4 traffic accidents due to these operations. However, they are taking effect, and we are going to continue to operate on the streets of Nassau to try our best to reduce the fatality rate, the accident rates. These accidents were only damage only. However, we have 9 persons in hospital reference to traffic accidents.
We see a number of bus drivers not obeying and following the rules. Any advice for bus drivers on this stretch?
Yes, advice for those bus drivers who tend to offend these laws we are enforcing. I want you to please stay aware that the police is always on the road, and we see things. If we don't catch you now, we will deal with you later. Earlier this morning, standing here waiting to come on here, we saw a bus moving at a high rate of speed, racing, trying to pick up passengers. And that is a no-no. You can't put members of the public in danger. That's why we are here to enforce the law. And those persons will be dealt with.
So I just want to reiterate briefly before I send it back to Charles and LaDon, as Constable Prince Dean Jr. had articulated, that the traffic police has mounted an operation. It's been going on for several weeks now, and they will be on the road ticketing delinquent motorists. So you want to be careful, be vigilant on the streets. That's what's happening from my vantage point, Carmichael Road. Charles, LaDon, back to you in the studios.
Thanks a lot, Des. Looking on the outside, 77 degrees, partly sunny, winds east-southeast at 7 miles per hour. Humidity 78%. A ridge of high pressure will influence the weather across the Bahamas with very warm temperatures and moderate to fresh breezes throughout midweek. The surface ridge is expected to weaken by Wednesday, however, causing the winds to decrease across the islands. An upper-level trough over the Atlantic will move near the islands and may increase shower chances later in the week, especially in the central and southeast Bahamas. Today's high temperature 91 degrees Fahrenheit, overnight low 75. Looking ahead to Wednesday, partly cloudy, hot and a bit breezy with isolated showers and a few thunderstorms. Partly cloudy and warm at night with a few stray showers and possible thunderstorms. 86 your daytime high, 76 at night. And for Thursday, partly cloudy, hot and humid with isolated showers and thunderstorms. Mostly fair and warm at night with a chance of a few showers or thunderstorms. Expect gusty winds and higher seas in or near heavy showers and thunderstorms. 86 and 77 day and night high and lows.
Legislators pushing ahead with debate on the proposed fiscal plan, a 12-month roadmap the government hopes will put the country on the path for accelerated growth following a year of great economic hardship. During his contribution to the budget debate on Monday, Foreign Affairs Minister the Honorable Darren Henfield gave an account of his cabinet portfolio, acknowledging that despite the closure of offices and the replacement of employees in 2020-2021, the Passport Office managed to issue some 43,000 passports.
The revenue collected by the Passport Office, its sub-offices in the Bahamas consulates for the period of the 1st of July 2020 to May 2021 was $1,183,045.00. Mr. Speaker, for the period under review, the Consular Division assisted the Department of Immigration with the repatriation of some 1,053 foreign individuals. The division continues to facilitate Bahamians in distress in foreign countries and in collaboration with our overseas missions. During this fiscal year, the Consular Division, together with our overseas missions, assisted 539 Bahamians who were distressed and or displaced, most of whom were done so because of the lockdowns, the countries that they found themselves in.
The Bahamas now has up to 12,024 COVID-19 cases, according to the Ministry of Health's latest release. 20 are new cases, with 12 here in New Providence, 3 in Abaco, 2 each in Andros and Cat Island, and another in Exuma. 12 men and 8 women make up the group. Of the 43 hospitalized, 3 are in the intensive care unit. This adds another 5 people were added to the total number of those who have so far recovered from the virus, putting that total to 11,026. Royal Caribbean International's Adventure of the Seas will be the first ship to dock in the Bahamas this Wednesday, the ship's arrival marking the official start of home porting. Only the cruise line's crew will board. They're expected to liaise with Nassau cruise port officials to review COVID-19 protocols and ensure all stakeholders are on board for a smooth process. CEO Mike Mora is proud that the venture involves all Bahamians.
This hasn't just happened by, circumstance. It's happened because we have made the commitment. We have been in dialogue with tourism, dialogue with health, with the government, with the cruise lines. Health and safety remains number one. We put people first every single day. And it's so satisfying to know that the Bahamas continues to be number one in terms of the guest experience and the guest destination. The cruise lines, when starting out, could go anywhere. But, in the case of RCCL, in the case of Crystal, and like I said, those transit ships that are going to start sailing the first week of July have chosen Nassau, and they've chosen the wider Bahamas to start. And we're just so excited.
Labor Director John Pinder says Bahamian entrepreneurs and small business owners will have to do more to make their establishments enticing if they're to lure tourists to spend money. This as the country's tourism arrivals pick up.
We need to do more to encourage those ships to be here a little longer and to cause their business on the ships to kind of be closed so that Bahamian businesses can benefit more from the ships being in port and if they are overnight, But we have to do more to make our business attractive enough that those persons on the cruise line will want to come and visit our businesses. We can't depend on the cruise line to advertise for us, because I've been on cruises where, you'll hear those persons who are working for the cruise line telling you where to go and what to do. Nobody can tell the Bahamas better than us.
Today is celebrated as World Oceans Day. It's all about keeping oceans clean and bountiful, and the Bahamas Reef Environment Educational Foundation, or BREEF, is on board.
Global movement to protect and conserve the ocean. And so one of the things that you've seen over the past 10, 15 years is a growing movement of organizations, of businesses, of individuals understanding the importance of protecting the ocean. This year's theme actually is the ocean, life and livelihood, because globally so many lives are impacted by the ocean, whether it be the fisheries industry and through the food that we eat, but also here in the Bahamas, even our tourism industry and the protection of our beautiful beaches. And so it's a growing movement.
DeAndre Ayton showing what he's made of last night in Game 1 of the Western Conference semifinals against the Denver Nuggets. The Phoenix Suns big man had a double-double, 20 points, 10 rebounds in a 122-105 win, and one of his dunks was in the top 10 on ESPN. The Suns trailed by 1 at the half, but outscored the Nuggets by 18 in the third and fourth quarters.
We just stuck to the game plan and, never stopped what we thought and what we went over. We just kept pursuing, even when they scored, we just kept our discipline and, did what we have to do on our coverages.
And when we come back, is your home insured? We've got the latest straight ahead.
Hey, what you doing, boy? Don't jump, you all right? Man, I so stressed out. I could use a massage. Oh, no, don't look at me. I don't do them things. Why don't you check out the ZNS Shopping Network? They may be able to help you with something like that. You think they have something for that? Yeah, man, for sure. For New Day Spa. That's the place where the girls them is rub you down and fill you up. Look, I am buying this coupon for the hot stone massage. Renew Day Spa it is. I'm going. Hey, look here, wait for me. I rolling with you.
Log on to www.znsshoppingnetwork.com. Select the island of your choice and shop anywhere, anytime.
As meteorologists predict a very active hurricane season this year, safeguarding one's property and assets against disastrous cyclones remains a key concern for thousands of Bahamians. This morning, Desmond Sanders speaks to a leading insurance executive who provides some insight to homeowners on this issue.
For many Bahamians, the memory of Monster Storm Dorian still lingers. Thousands displaced, scores killed in its wake, billions of dollars left in damage. Leading insurance executive and president of Dean & Associates Insurance, Francis Dean, now advising homeowners to prepare.
Now is the time, and they should have already done this, have their property appraised. That's the first thing, to make sure that you know the correct value of your home in case it has to be replaced as a result of destruction from hurricane and hurricane-related stuff, such as flooding.
The 40-year insurance executive says reviewing your homeowner's insurance policy is an important first step. Also, having the right coverage is key in the event of a destructive storm.
Having your property assessed for whatever the value of that property is gives the property owner an advantage when claiming on the insurance. And so if your property has not been assessed for whatever the full value is, then you, of course, will not know what amount of insurance you need to purchase. In order to get the correct value, you should have an appraiser do an inspection of the property at least every 2 to 3 years to determine the correct value of the property.
Insurers paid out a staggering $1.8 billion in claims to those hardest hit by the disastrous Cyclone Dorian. And while the affordability of insurance coverage continues to be a crucial issue for most home and business owners, Dean says outweighing the risks and benefits is vital. She adds hurricane insurance is a prudent risk against natural disasters.
The whole roof could be blown off. And these things do happen. All right. And so in order to minimize those catastrophes, the banks ask their homeowners to purchase comprehensive insurance, which include hurricane. It is important, particularly for the Caribbean, because we are in a hurricane zone. We cannot overlook that. That's a fact. In order to protect our properties, hurricane insurance should be made necessary. Now, let's look at the cost. Cost of hurricane insurance is 3 to 4 times higher than fire insurance or related perils.
Red Cross has created a new unit to fight the future disasters, particularly as we are now into the active hurricane season. The Morning Edition team was able to speak to the PER officer, Tazelle Lightbourne, on the issue.
Scrutinize, but just identify the
ZNS is everywhere.
And that's how the project came about.
The Preparedness for Effective Response project is a bilateral initiative between the Bahamas and the Canadian Red Cross Society. It's a welcome partnership, PER officer Tazelle Lightbourne says will enhance the knowledge of volunteers through effective communication and training and improve the way we respond to future disasters.
We have an opportunity to train staff and volunteers on essential topics related to disaster preparedness. Last week we had an infection prevention and control training where we talked about what considerations to include when dealing with, let's say, providing support with shelter management or simple things that you can do in your everyday life to prepare and protect yourself as we're in the COVID-19 pandemic. We also offer trainings on protection, gender, and inclusion. So looking at considerations for different vulnerable groups that exist within the Bahamas, whether it's the elderly, people who are immunocompromised, the Haitian Creole-speaking population.
Lightbourne says Hurricane Dorian was one of the strongest and deadliest storms in our history and changed the game in disaster preparedness. However, she hopes the unit will develop an emergency operations center that will make goods and additional services more accessible to residents throughout this country.
So across the Bahamas, we're working to implement this same activity, but through our strategy 2030, so our plan for the next 10 years, we specifically want to focus on 5 islands that we've identified in this strategy, which include Abaco, Grand Bahama, Exuma, Eleuthera, and Anagua. And so we're putting special focus on those areas as they're spread across the Bahamas in terms of regions. And then once we build their capacity, the hope is that they can then lend support to the surrounding family islands.
Meantime, thousands of residents have expressed concerns over the long wait time that goods are transported to islands hardest hit after a storm has passed. Lightbourne explained the process and assured the public that the matter is being addressed.
So after a storm has passed, we wait to get the all clear so that we can dispatch our disaster relief teams. And then what those teams do is conduct needs assessments based on damage to understand what the needs are, what services we need to render, and then we would act accordingly.
The Red Cross may not be primarily responsible for hurricane shelters across this country, but say they are deeply concerned about efforts to prevent the spread of the COVID-19 virus in an enclosed environment for an extended period of time. Acting Director General Lisa Pinder says while they provide shelter management, making sure families and children are safe is crucial to the organization. Pinder says the organization is crafting new initiatives to protect families in those shelters.
If you can just look at the shelter and there's a family involving vulnerable individuals and you can just cross over, it's not so safe if there are people who may not understand the boundaries involved. So if we thought about providing petitions where maybe even just a drawstring along some pipes, PVC, in order to provide partitions.
And as we head to the break, we take a look back at today in Bahamian history. On June 8, 1932, the House of Assembly unanimously agreed to enter into a 3-year contract with Pan American Airways, Incorporated, for mail and passenger air services between Nassau and Miami, Florida. Also on June 8, 1949, it was reported that there was a ready market for all the Cascarilla bark that was shipped to Nassau from Acklands. The bark was stripped and dried in Acklands, then shipped to Nassau for forwarding to England, where it was used in the compounding of various medicines.
ZNS is everywhere you are when you download the new ZNS app. Watch our live channel to keep up with what's going on in the nation. News updates, we've got you covered. Tune into our radio stations with just a swipe. On the road, on the go, we're here with you. Available for download on the App Store and the Google Play Store.
Bahamian 40-meter, 20-meter national record holder Stephen Gardner was back on the track competing in his first meet since slipping nearly 2 weeks ago at the finish line at the USATF Open Athletic Performance Ranch in Fort Worth, Texas. And Gardner, he came out the blocks good, showed no effects at all from that slip, competing in especially the 40 meters, took control of this race from the back stretch and was ahead by at least 10 meters. Already closing the stagger as we watch the race there in the black and white. In lane number 5, Stephen Gardner looking good. And by the 300 mark, he was already 10 meters ahead as he would power his way to victory in a time of 45.06 seconds. That's way below his season's best of 44.71. But he got the win, and with the Olympics just 2 months away, the reigning world champ Gardner is in top form and will be looking to get atop of the podium.
Scooter Reed, it's a name linked to Bahamian basketball greatness, and his brother, activist Carlos Reed, wants it to stay that way. As Keishla Adderley tells us this morning, it all started with this year's Peace on the Streets tournament being named in his honor.
Yeah, it's all about the peace on the street, but this year it's about Scooter Reed.
Scooter Reed is more than a memory. His brother Carlos has made sure of it, renaming his annual basketball tournament and new youth center in his memory.
We have some awesome talent inside this tournament, and I believe that even as my brother looked down from the sky, I believe that he could say that he is proud of what we did in his honor this year.
And these youngsters are scoring big.
What I've accomplished in this tournament is that I've learned sportsmanship, I'm learning to play with new people, meeting new friends, and the environment is great.
In the tournament, it's been good, because all season long we just been practicing, and we just came out here to put our practice into work.
Reed and others like him have always maintained that basketball provides a key possession for young men in particular, and they've continued to support every dribble, pass, and shot they can provide.
To be a part of an organization such as Peace on the Street, where it's all about trying to help young men and ladies to stay out of trouble and to use basketball as a positive activity in their lives. This being the 27th anniversary of this tournament, and this year being a special one where the tournament is named after Michael Scooter Reed. Scooter Reed, in my book, is one of the greatest legends who would have played this game during his era.
When Carlos reached out to me about it, I was delighted to be a part of it. I must say, the tournament has gone extremely well. Both Providence Storm Junior and Senior Boys teams are in the championship. Hopefully, at the end of the day, by the grace of God, we'll be successful. At the end of the day, we're not lose. We're going to put God first and make sure these kids learn and be good pairs with each other and really just have fun.
The tournament's hosted about 60 games, but organizers expect a much bigger payoff.
Sometimes we always talk about the negative things with our ballers, but sometimes we got to give them the right props when they do well.
And when we come back, we share with you the story of a Bahamian recording artist. So keep it locked.
Andros is the #1 bone fishing destination on our planet. Sports fishermen visit our flats every year to participate in one of the most fulfilling outdoor activities known to man, fly fishing. And guess what? It's 100% sustainable. Without areas like the west side of Andros, sustaining this industry would be absolutely impossible. So let's take care of nature, and nature will take care of us.
A Bahamian recording artist sharing her new music and a little bit more about her journey in the music industry. She's now living in Los Angeles, but stopped by the Power 104.5 FM studios over in Grand Bahama recently. Here's Megan Shepard.
Taylor Major DeVoe left Grand Bahama at the age of 8 and then moved to Los Angeles in 2007. Major says she's always been interested in music, but admits it was something she had to put a lot of work into. She says that performing with a jazz band for 7 years really helped her development.
Well, I do sing, write, rap, all genres of music, from pop, R&B, gospel. I really want to get into some country. I ain't there yet, but I've been doing music. I don't think I was really good at it at the beginning.
Yes.
I don't at all. Like
you have to start somewhere.
Yeah. Nobody was like, "Yeah, girl, you could sing."
Yeah.
People would just be catching me like, "Oh, you actually could maybe sing a little bit." Okay. But I have nerves, so I was the type of person that I would sing good and then get in front of everybody and sing horrible.
Freeze up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So just being able to be in the choir, growing up, I feel like it gave me a little bit of comfortability with stage presence.
Majora says she recently overcame health challenges, and ever since then, she has dedicated herself to taking her talent more seriously.
Now I just got back in the studio, actually, because I had like a little mini stroke situation about a year and a half ago, and I ended up not being able to like talk or walk properly, and I really could not sing like at all. So I felt like, I was just telling her, I feel like the Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
And I feel like God took that gift because I was sleeping on it too much or whatever the situation was, and I say, okay, if I can be able to record again, I don't care if it's the best, I'm gonna keep going and do it. So the past year I've been recording, and I got like 30 songs done in the past year.
While Majora is currently signed to a label and living her dream, she says the music industry can sometimes be a dark place.
So you really need to be strong-minded, and you have to be spiritually ready too. You have to stay prayed up, because those are the type of places where they will eat you up and spit you out so fast, and then you don't realize what happened. You done lost yourself, you done lost your spirituality, you done lost everything, and you're like, man, I just wanted to be in the industry. But you have to, those people, they pry on weakness, and they pry on ignorance.
Yeah.
So if you don't know what you're going into, you're gonna get taken advantage of.
She says thankfully her Bahamian upbringing has helped her a great deal.
Both my Grammys, they're very, godly people, and I read my first book was like a Bible story. That was my first time, and that was in the Bahamas.
Yes.
And we had to learn the books of the Bible and all this. It's serious. So that I grew up like that, but that God that was instilled in me, I always have been able to carry that everywhere. So I always had that like discernment to be like, I don't know about this person. I don't think that's the right thing. You know, like maybe you should wait a little while and see what this person about. Maybe do some research,
It's like a train, like you're off some money, Dublin. Break it down, play. Well, Fisher, I was waiting to hear her sing, but Grand Bahama seems to have a lot of talent over there.
Very much a talent. Talking about talent, those persons really know how to work those fingers quick once you get with these favorite questions. So you have to answer those questions quick, because this winner is quick, and we'd like to congratulate our winner this morning. The trivia answer: where is Janae's Uniform Center? Easy answer right there on Chesapeake Road, and you can also find them on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And today's winner is Full Foot Roll, and don't forget we'll be giving away prizes from Janae's until the end of August. They won themselves a nice school bag pack this morning, courtesy of Janae's. That's our trivia answer sponsor for the show. So we're encouraging everybody else, if you want to be a part of the morning edition, you want us to come live from your show, you can contact our sales department and make sure that we are there. This is the #1 show in the entire, not Bahamas, Caribbean.
Are we going to tell them what we're doing on Friday, or are we going to keep it a secret?
Let's keep it a secret. We'll let them know tomorrow, but Friday is going to be a treat.
All right, and be sure to stay tuned into the ZNS Network for news as it happens, TV and radio updates throughout the day. Then you can tune into the Northern Edition and the Bahamas Tonight at 7 with Makush Lapinder. And that's a wrap for us this morning.
It's a busy day for us, getting ready for the rest of the week. Have a great day, everybody.